Hello, the person I'm going to share with you this evening is named Lucille Maynard. Lucille Maynard was married when she was 17 years of age. She had 4 children within that marriage. In her mid-20s, she decided to divorce her husband, which was very uncommon for a woman to do. She had her reasons for making that choice, and with the help of her own mother, she was able to raise her 4 children on her own. Lucille Maynard did not want to do domestic work. Her mother had done domestic work, her sisters had done domestic work, and a lot of her friends did. That was what was popular back then in the 1930s and 40s for black women. She worked in 2 downtown Annapolis stores, and she also, her final job that she retired from was called the Crownsville Mental Institution, Crazy House, Nut House. This is the name they gave back in the day for that type of mental hospital. Those are names we would never use today. Lucille Maynard also had a driver's license, which doesn't seem like that big of a deal now in 2016. However, for a woman back then, that was a great part of her independence. Her mother never had a driver's license. Her friends didn't have a driver's license. She was often the driver for them. While they were taking buses and cab taxis and catching rides, she was able to get in her car, put her children in the car, and drive to work. Lucille was very involved in the community with her at the church. She was on choirs. She helped out with Sunday school. When she helped out with Sunday school, Lucille would do things like she helped with the breakfast program in the morning for the children. The snack menu consisted of cookies and juice. She was not happy with that. Lucille was the type of woman who believed that you should feed children, make sure they have a good balanced meal. So that's what she did. She went to the head of the committee, she got a budget, and she was able to feed the children hash browns, sausage, biscuits, and juice. Not only did this increase the children coming, but it included them bringing their parents, and they started having Bible study in the morning on Sundays for the adults as well. So Lucille was behind the scenes implementing these programs that we still have in our church to this day. She never took credit for anything. It wasn't a big deal to her. That's how I learned, watching her, to stay humble. Lucille also believed in education. She herself did not graduate from high school, but she told me a story about how she was able to skip the 2nd grade. She enjoyed school. She loved it. Her life just did not allow her to graduate, but she encouraged her children and grandchildren to get an education. Later on in life, Lucille told us stories about how when she worked at the hospital, there was lots of segregation. People were treated poorly, and sometimes they were not even mental, they were just lonely. She would go into the different rooms and sit and talk to people, even if they were not people of her race. And some people appreciated that, and some people did not. Lucille often also told the children, well, there were 7 grandchildren that she kept during the summer. That showed her, showed us how important it was to share in your family and help take care of others. She taught we had chores to do, so we learned how to plant tomatoes and plant flowers. We had chores of washing dishes and laundry, hanging laundry out on the line. These are all life lessons that I was taught growing up. Lucille also taught me how to become an independent woman, no matter what you go through life, even when people that you think are behind you 100%, they talked about her behind her back for getting a divorce, for not wanting to do domestic work. They accused her of being uppity and all that kind of stuff. Just a lot of negativity she had to face. But she continued on to do what she was supposed to do. Even she was involved with the children. We had summer enrichment trips that the church provided for, and she made sure that every child that went on a trip ate, whether they had food or not. They had sandwiches. Lucille would cook fried chicken, sandwiches, chips, fruit, and she would feed anybody. She always fed the bus driver. Lucille was a very strong woman, never gave up on, even when she got sick, and I'm not really sure what she passed away from, but at the age of 71, she was a very loved woman. Everyone always had positive things to say about her. She's very strong, and one of the most amazing lessons I've learned from her is to always put God first. She was very, very into her, not religious beliefs, but her relationship with God. And she taught her children and her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren, that this was a very positive part of life. To be humble, to be loving, to be kind to everyone, no matter what color, age, whatever they are. Just love.